the chemical era of agriculture is actually over. It's finished. It's failed, and we're now going into a biological era, and that is all about understanding the life in the soil. We know nothing about the life in the soil. About 1% of the organisms are very basically understood a little bit, because we've ignored it for 150 years since we learned how to manufacture sulfuric acid and dissolve rocks into soluble salt-based fertilizer. And now we've come to the edge of environmental destruction, mainly fueled by that process. And we're running out of water that's any good, and we're running out of soil. And we've got a lot of crises on our hands. But we've definitely got a food crisis coming up very quick. And it's not so obvious to all of us. We've got a climate crisis, a water crisis, a financial crisis, a fossil fuel crisis. We've been running on fossilized sunlight for a long time now, 100 years, and we've really just been cheating time. We just drive a car for half an hour or 20 minutes, and we just use 100 years worth of sunlight that's been shining on 1 acre of prehistoric forest. That's very clever. That's incredibly advanced technology, but if we base our whole design life systems on that, and we don't know how to design in real time, in real sunlight hours, and suddenly that system falls over, we've got a very big problem, because we just don't know how to exist in a system where we're not cheating sunlight, cheating time really. You haven't got 100 years of sunlight on 1 acre of forest to spend. You've got 1 hour of sunlight on 1 acre of forest. So you're into a different sort of time frame, and that's what we do with people. We explain what it is that you need to understand about the carbon exchange between sunlight and living systems, and how to understand the carbon pathways of ecosystems, and how to design those ecosystems so they benefit ourselves and the environment at the same time, so we can create a better world, a better environmental world for all species and ourselves. And it's quite a different design. It's not very much like what we've got at the moment at all. It has to be more efficient. But we actually only need about 2% of the equivalent area we presently use to provide our nutrition. That's how inefficient our systems are at present, and how enormously large they are and inefficient, and at what great distances they are from where the nutrition is actually needed to be consumed. And we've become privileged. We've become very, very privileged about what we consume. And I think we should be very concerned, especially for the people who are quite innocent, the young people, because they need some explanation, and they will need some explanation of what the future holds. It's the present systems are leading us nowhere really. It's just a black hole. And we're even right now propping up financial systems. I mean, I'm kind of glad we are, because I'd like it to be a softer landing out of the present era. But I just hope it doesn't just fall over very fast, because it's not going to be such a nice crash. Especially in the very populated countries and the very developed countries, where people are not used to providing for their needs. So you'll notice there's a lot of funding out there for community gardens. There's a lot of funding for food security systems. There's a lot of talk about food self-reliance. Particularly food is going to be an issue, But if you want the statistics on how much fossil fuels we all use as Westerners, our global average as developed country people is 5 to 6 barrels of oil a year to transport yourself around, 7 to 8 barrels of oil a year to run the energy in your house, and 10 barrels of oil a year to feed you each. You're going to stop the transport system in preference of food, and you'll probably switch the energy off in the house in preference to food. So, you know, we're in the information age, so the information's out there. We can go and search for it and contest it if you like, but it's becoming more and more overwhelming all the time. I don't mean to end on a positive, because on a negative, because permaculture is a system based in positivism, and it's about providing solutions.